Message given by the Most Holy Virgin Mary to her beloved daughter Luz de Maria, December 24, 2015. Beloved children of my Immaculate Heart, I invite you to live in holy peace the commemoration of the birth of my Son, Jesus. With his birth I call you to return to my Son so that each one of you will be soft clay in the infinitely holy hands of my baby Jesus, who, with tenderness and profound love, wishes to take each human heart in his hands and mold it until all roughness, all hardness disappears. My beloved, man is not accustomed to stopping to look at himself. He is not accustomed to keeping silent and penetrate in his heart to open up to himself and have the courage to change what is not right in his life and in the quality of his feelings and intentions towards his fellow men and towards my Son. Love is the indispensable ingredient for the true Son of God. Every human being has this love to multiply it to infinity, if he is humble and capable of accepting his fellow men as they are, leaving hubris aside. My children know well the doom brought on by hubris in a human creature. Hubris is the evil from which spring all evils with which man seriously offends my Son, because hubris clouds reason and thought, stopping one's ability to arouse awareness of the physical and spiritual senses so that the creature reacts and stops and does not fall into sin. My beloved children, keep in mind that you must not utter words against the Divine Spirit. This is a most serious offense, infinitely serious. Beloved children of my Immaculate Heart, beholders of the delicacy of the angels, the communion with the Holy Trinity, at this instant, when you see my Jesus in a humble manger, contemplate yourselves until you become aware of the lack of humility in each of you and in which aspects of your lives you suffer this huge deficiency so that you fill the need with simplicity, humility, and the divine love of my baby Jesus. Approach the manger, but the personal manger, the one that is empty for lack of the gifts and virtues necessary for you to give testimony, the one that is necessary for you to attract your brothers. Beloved children of my Immaculate Heart, fight hard to keep the love within you so that your transit through life be less precipitous. Beloved children, do not move away from humility, be aware of the lack of it in you and in humankind in general. Abide by my Son's word. A true Christian obeys everything my Son orders and does not comply with his own convenience. He abides by the divine will, and this leads him to be more spiritual, even if it becomes necessary to leave pieces of the human ego along the way. The human ego is precisely what you must banish, and you must accept the divine love. The instant is pressing. Humankind hangs from the ill-employed free will which spreads, all throughout creation, the debauchery that makes man indifferent towards the agreement with the divine will that the creation maintains. Man has moved out of this divine acting and working, and he has entered the tempestuous sea of darkness, exposing his soul to the devils that are prepared to capture the souls that deny themselves the knowledge of my Son, that refuse to obey and enter the other sea, the sea of light and infinite grace that is infinite love. Two paths lie ahead for each of you, the good and the evil. The course that man takes is expressly the will of each creature. This is why I call you to be messengers of my Son's love, to continue to be faithful disciples that live and enjoy fully any requests from heaven. Children, salvation is not found without effort. You must let go anything to which you are clinging. You will find salvation by purifying yourselves of the things you are dragging from childhood. Therefore, humility is easily seen in human creatures when they are docile to the call that they must fulfill. Without love you are nothing, without obedience you are rebels, without brotherhood coexistence is difficult, without understanding you live in constant conflict, without humility you are hubristic, and when my Son calls, if his children do not obey, he waits for them to pass through the crucible and return to him so that he embraces them. Beloved, I summon those who remain in prayer groups interceding for the souls, announcing the messages from heaven, carrying my word expressed in my apparitions. I summon you not to deny yourselves the road to salvation. I summon you to obey the calls from the paternal house no matter how difficult they may seem. I summon you never to say no to my Son. I summon you to stand by my instruments in this battle against evil, to bring to you this my word which is divine will. Beloved, don't you be the stumbling blocks that my instruments must overcome instant to instant. Be the shoulder on which my instruments lean when their load feels heavy. Be the encouraging word, the balsam, the shelter, the hope. Do not be executioners of those around you with the difficult mission, which at this instant is even more difficult, taking the word, my sons and mine, to the souls. Be true, do not expect to receive immediately much love if you give out thorns. Beloved children of my immaculate heart, the coming instants are not flattering. You will live through events that I have announced and that will come to pass. You live in the midst of the rage of evil, and one single instant is all it takes for you to lose eternal life. Unite in truth and spirit. God does not ignore the truth that each one of you is hiding within, and the Father remains with watchful eye, not to condemn, but if you do not cry for forgiveness and amendment, He will wait until it is His will. My son's people are persecuted, ambushed by evil each instant with greater force in order to make you fall. If you are aware, you know this that I have constantly mentioned, and you will run away from it. You will not stubbornly continue with the same acts and works that keep you in rags when you could be wearing formal festive attire. Beloved children of my immaculate heart, come to my Son, helpless in a humble manger. It is in this true interior humility where remain the souls that appear the way they really are. Union must distinguish you from the separation in which your brothers live, so that you strengthen one another at the instant when my Son's church greatly suffers a division and nature purifies God's children all over the world. The land trembles before the alliances are broken and war becomes one more scourge. Do not forget that the plague advances silently until it includes a large portion of the world population. Do not forget that Rome will be in the news and the volcanoes will speak of death around the world. Clamor, pray, but above all put into practice what you preach. My Son listens to everybody and his people will not remain alone. On the contrary, I, who am your mother, remain with you, and at the instance of bloody battle, my Son will send his help so that his people be protected. I bless you, beloved children, and I share with you the true innocence, my baby Jesus, source of power and majesty. I bless you. I ask that, in front of the nativity scene, you pray and uncover yourselves with all the loads and all the helplessness that you have, so that you place them before my Son and He be in you and you in Him. I love you, my children, I love you. Come to my arms, Mother Mary. Hail Mary most pure, conceived without sin. Hail Mary most pure, conceived without sin. Hail Mary most pure, conceived without sin.